Okay, today we are VOD reviewing this guy right here. He placed up 24,186, getting 191 points in the Solo Cash Cup. And as you can see from his tracker right here, he has 0 PR and only a couple of events where he placed in the top 10k. Like right here, he placed outside the top 10k. For any beginner in Fortnite competitive, I just recommend that you start learning the basics. So can you build, can you edit, can you aim? Do you have a drop spot and a looting path? And do you have like some basic endgame skills, you know, to get some wins. I do see a win right here, 7th place. And we will split this video up into 3 parts. Early game deaths, the mid game fights, and the end games. Okay, so right here I noticed that with this drop, like you don't really know what you're aiming for. You're aiming for this direction, well, you kind of want to go to this building, but you see a player right there. Then eventually you decide to go here. You do get an AR. But this guy, he landed on top of gas. He hits you once, he hits you twice. And now you're just full scuffed, and there's still like a guy right here. Oh, he's actually shooting you. Yeah, so he breaks that little garbage can right there. Yeah, so the main thing here was that you were aiming for this direction first. And then you thought, okay, maybe not, and go this way. And then you were aiming for this, and then you just had a super high glide. And you didn't really know this drop spot very well, it looked like. I don't know if this is your main drop, but we'll see in your next game. Okay, so this game, I do see you have a clear marker. That's something I didn't see from last game. You didn't have a marker for where you were going to drop. This game, you want to go for that. There's a kid coming with you, and he kind of has a better drop than you. He's in front. When it is a far drop, you kind of want to aim as far up as possible. So you go as fast as possible forward, and then you don't want to go too high up. You want to hit the sweet spot basically, where you aim like exactly far enough, and then if you need to, you can spam like glider redeploy. But yeah, this kid was out dropping you right here. Okay, so he out dropped you, and now you go completely somewhere else. I don't know if this is your backup spot, but that's good that you at least have a backup. There's a guy camping right here, and he surprises you and he kills you. Well, it's a little bit unlucky. Like if you get surprised like this, it's maybe a little bit of awareness, you know, being a bit more cautious, and also, you know, the reaction timing, because he was sitting right here. Maybe you could have blocked him off if you just actually had the mechanics for it. The reaction timing, bit unfortunate right there, bit unlucky. Yeah, so now you are aiming for this drop spot right here. So you have landed at 3 different locations. So you have landed at 3 different locations right now, and this is what I recommend that you don't do. I definitely recommend that you just drop at the same drop spot every single game. Like there's no reason for doing this. Like these guys are out dropping you again because you don't know the spot, and now you're just landing here and you're landing late, and this guy is already dropped there. You're trying out all these different drop spots. This is what you should have been doing in ranked at the start of the season, and just figured out which drop spots you like, and then created an early game strategy for that. But now you're just stuck in this building, you have nothing, and you're dead. Okay, so once again, you aim for this drop spot. I do think this is one of your main drop spots. But again, you get out dropped. I don't know if you have a drop map. Probably not. And now you just decide to go somewhere else again. Like, never do this, guys. Like, to be honest, if you get out dropped, I still recommend that you go to the same drop spot. Like, I don't think you have better chances of surviving when you go somewhere else, like this. You just go completely somewhere else. This guy, there could have been a kid that dropped right there, where you're going right now. Because the bus went over that, so this kid could have already dropped and gotten a gun. And there's actually a kid there, wow. He just didn't spawn in. Now you're landing on a single chest in the middle of nowhere. That kid already hit you. And you know, back in the day, I used to do the same thing. So there's no shame in it, you know. Like, I get why you don't go to the same drop spot. But you don't want to do this. This is not that great. By the way, if you enjoyed these VOD reviews, then please comment WVODs. I would really appreciate it. Now back with the video. This would be a good moment to let you know that I have an early game course inside my Discord server. So if you just go to my Discord, it's the first link in the description. Then you will find the Fortnite Mastery courses early game. This is totally for free, by the way, so don't worry about that. Sometimes these images don't load. I'll probably fix that later, but you can still go through the course. Like, you don't really need the pictures. So yeah, just go through that and create an early game plan. So you actually survive the early game like I did. Like you can see from my match history right here, 26 minutes, 26, 26, 25, 25, 25, and then 3 games. This is kind of the mid game, right? 10 minutes, 7 minutes. Like below 5 minutes is really early game. So yeah, I had no off spawn deaths, no early game deaths, and that's just because I created a good early game strategy. And you should definitely do the same. Now let's move on to part 2, your mid game deaths. Okay, so right here, you're kind of chilling. Like, you don't have the greatest loadout, you don't have many minis, you have 1 mini and 2 open slots, basically. But let's see. Okay, so you get full beamed. Yeah, the hollow ARs are kind of broken, but your reaction timing was also a little bit slow. Oh, you almost hit him. Wait, you actually hit him? God damn, that is a crazy play with the fire mask. Okay, nice. If you replace this ramp with a cone right now, then you got him. Right? Now you gotta make sure to hit your shot. Yeah, okay, you missed. Okay, nice. He's 1 HP. Okay, now, okay, look. A window edit is good, but you gotta make sure you know where the opponent is in the box. Because right now, this guy has a right hand peek over you. So it depends on where he is. If the opponent was still sitting right here, then this window edit would have worked. But right now he has a right hand peek and he actually just kills you like that. A little bit unfortunate because he was just 1 HP. But yeah, you made a fighting mistake right there. So now you know, okay, window edits, they work, but it depends on where the opponent is positioned in the box. Your loadout is good, at least. You have 3 medkits. I guess you could have gotten bigs, but it's fine. 3 medkits, 3 blobs, only mask. And you're sitting in a bush at mid game. This guy, you could have shot him for way more if you let him gun closer. Right now you only hit him for like 20. Now he starts fighting you, of course, yeah. Okay, you do get high ground. Okay, you kind of fuck yourself. Now you lost high ground because you put yourself in a cone and now he placed that wall before you. You could have coned you there. That was dangerous. I do recommend you just leave right now. Just leave. Like, he's boxed up. You don't want to fight mid-game, I think. Like, I don't know if your fighting skills are good. I haven't really seen much of them. For some reason, this game crashed 4 times. So I'm not going to bother you anymore, but you just died in this mid-game fight. But honestly, you could have just left. Like, that guy was boxed up. There was no reason to die right there. But yeah, let's move on to the end game part of this video. Yeah, okay, so this is your first game, and I can see right now your early game and mid game didn't really set you up well. So now you have 76 builds in the 50-50 zone, which is a lot less than ideal. And I see throughout this whole end game you have very low mats, and that's a big problem. Luckily there's only like 15 players alive, you know, it's first game, you know, super unstacked. I see you just play out your mats, and this is third move and you need to get a refresh. So let's see which kill you get right here. Nice. Now you have 36 builds, not the worst refresh, but also not the best. Nice, that was a good mask play. Okay, nice. Now you have 0 builds. Don't know why you keep placing these stairs though. Like, just place a cone, way better. A lot more versatile. Now zone pool's far, you have 0 builds. So you drop the low ground, understandable. Oh. Well, GG, you just got killed in your back. So that game you kind of wanted to go for a lot more refreshes and you didn't really get them. You got one of them, which is good, but it wasn't enough. Only 36 builds, so you quickly used all of them. So this game you didn't really survive till the end game, but this, I count this as end game. This is not like a mid game death. I have no idea why you are in storm right here farming. Okay, you just go straight to zone. Get beamed a little bit. Now you are right here. Let's see, do you just not box up? Ah, you go into the bush. Yeah, so you're like 100 HP, what, 90 HP? And you're just standing still right here. Why did you not box up before? Your reaction timing also very slow. You had to build a full box way sooner. And now you get, yeah, like you're leaving all the walls open, right? So this wall is still open, this wall is still open. You should have just built a box where you just teleported right here. We teleported, just build a box. Healed minis, healed medkits, so you're at least like 150 HP instead of 90. And all of this wouldn't have happened. Well, GG. So this game, you actually make it the end game to the final zone and you win this game. So let's see how you get this win. You see a height, got killed right there. Nice, you blocked this kid off. Like you gotta know where this guy is looking. You can predict him and then block him off so you get high ground. And you did, kind of. So you got high ground now. Now you just gotta spray. I don't see you spray. I don't know if you have 300 AR ammo, you probably do. But you just gotta spray. Nice. Beaming kit as well. Gotta spray more. Nice. Yeah, it's good that you check in your back if nobody's looking for height or something. Okay, now it's a 2v1, and In these situations, you sometimes want to drop early because he just got the kill, right? So you don't want him to loot up and heal up. So yeah, sometimes it's better to drop insta after he kills the kid on low ground, instead of playing it too slow and too passive. But it's fine, let's see. Okay. Yeah, so if this guy was 1 HP, which he could have been 1 HP after you killed that guy, then he could have healed up like a lot by now. Well, this is fine, I guess. You're playing it fine. Spraying from height. Conserving your mats. Oh, these are your old builds. Okay, nice. You could have bumped him right here. Nice, you bumped him. Okay, so he teleported back in Storm and he died and you got the win. It's a GG. It was a good height play as well. Like what I noticed from your end games right now is that you don't start off with great loot. And I really think that is because when you don't have a good early game plan, it kind of has a ripple effect on your mid game and your end game as well. So if you don't have a good early game, your mid game might be worse and your end game might also be worse. Let's see, this game, 100 builds in first moving, which is decent, but not the greatest. Right now, just playing out your mats properly with your mask. Okay, you see that pad, nice. Okay, that's good. Boxed up, wood, brick, nice. Nice, so you flew all the way in zone. Perfect. Nice, you marked zone. Good. It's actually a very stacked game. There's Storm Surge, probably not active Storm Surge, but still a warning. Nice, you go front side, and you pop the masks very quickly. Nice, good shot. Okay, tarp in a little bit. Now you're in, boxed up with metal, nice. Like right now you haven't looked for any refreshes. That's the next step, I think. Like when you're sitting in the box and you're safe inside zone, then you can look for a refresh around you. Like look on your layer, look below you, look somewhere to get a refresh. Because 35 builds, you want to have a lot more. By the end of this rotate, you're gonna be left with very little builds. Okay, you're doing a cheap rotate, I see. So this is an interesting strat I normally don't really use, but I've seen some players do it, and if it works, it works. It's a little bit risky, right? So if someone comes beneath you right here, and he places like a stair, so this guy for instance, if he boxed up right here, and then he placed the stair here, and sprayed you out, could have been very ugly. You just gotta make sure that you jump out of the cone quickly if someone starts shooting you or something. You gotta have good reaction timing. Okay, now you boxed up fully, hard mats in zone. That's good. Now you look for a refresh. Behind you, yeah, okay. Some awareness right there. I heard it, so you should have heard it as well. And now you medkit play. There's 18 players alive right now. You get a kill, but that's not a refresh. So you see a little sprite. You don't carry it though. Okay. You get a kill here. You kill this guy. Oh, don't know what's happening, but you killed him. Nice. Now you have 20 builds. Yeah, I didn't really pick up any of the builds probably because there were 2 refreshes right there. 20 builds, could have gotten more. Now you boxed up in a double box, so now you have 6 builds only. And you get killed right there. Okay, so this is my tournament conclusion for you. I definitely think you should focus on your early game because your early game is actually the main problem of your tournaments. For your end games, I think getting refreshes is probably something you gotta work on. You're not really getting any of them. You just wait till you have very low builds and then you try to jump on someone with like 0 builds basically. Which is not really the best strategy because that gets you killed in high elo. But I don't think you should focus on that for next week. But maybe somewhere down the line, that's something you gotta work on. I actually think you played a pretty decent tournament for your skill level. So congrats on the 191 points. I also think you can get a lot more. You died off spawn 4 out of 10 games. But you also didn't really set yourself up well for the end game. So if you do that, then you're gonna have way better chances to actually play a good end game. He only really died in mid-game twice, which is surprising because I thought you would die because of fights a lot. But these were only like 2 mid-game fights that got you killed. Like your fighting skills and your endgame skills are something you gotta work on regardless. But your biggest focus for next week, if you want to have the most improvement in terms of points, if you want to get from a top 24,000 to like a top 2,000 placement like I did, then all you gotta do is create a good early game strategy and stop dying off spawn. But for any player that has like 0 PR or below 1000 PR, to be honest, I definitely recommend that you just focus on how much you are grinding. So how much time, energy and focus you are putting into this game. Because if you only play like 2 hours a day or something, 3 hours a day, you're not going to improve as much as the guy that is grinding for 6, 8 or 10 hours, you know? There are players that play like 6 hours of creative and 6 hours of scrims every day. And you're not going to be able to compete with that. And if you become one of those players that grinds a lot, then you will become a lot better. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed and I'll catch you in the next one, boys. Peace!